Obviously, the results were not the one that we expecting, but now the only way to progress is to look forward. We have a very important game on Friday, and this is what we are looking forward now.
With that, and kind of how the week started, obviously getting the result like that, what was the vibe going into the midweek, and then obviously, there was a lot of just changing emotions throughout the week. How do you manage sort of a longer week like that when there's a lot of swings?
Yeah, it was a difficult week. It started really well. Then against Orange County, we had a setback. The team started really well, and we kind of fade a lot after the set piece that we concede, and that hurt us a lot. And then again, we had a good game against Vegas for the conditions that we have in a very tough week with a tough weather, with tired legs, and then you lost it in the 96 and the 98, and then obviously the mood is very sad, and there's frustration when you lose in that way. So now it's about, okay, we need to wake up, we need to move away on the last game, and we need the 3 points against Monterey. So I think it has been a roller coaster a little bit for us in this last week. We need to recover the good feelings.
Have you seen a positive response from your guys in practice this week following that tough loss against Las Vegas?
Yeah, I have seen a team that is focusing in the next game. We have 5 games left. It's the last month of competition. We need to log in to make it to playoff. So I think all the team is focusing on the goal.
Obviously, there's been talk about Tomas's performance. It came up in the post game, but when you look at the output and maybe the fact that that's not there, are there other things you're seeing in his performances that you're happy with?
Yes, I think has been other things in the performance that has been good. The way that he has played, the way that he has put himself in situations. It's lacking the last piece, it's lacking the goal. That for a striker is a very important piece and something that makes them confidence and make them feel great. But we believe he's gonna get that. The goal is gonna come, and it's gonna make a boost of confidence for him.
Is there any kind of scenario going forward where you might make the decision to drop him from the starting 11, or is he pretty much locked in?
No, every player doesn't have the place in the starting 11 secure, so all of them needs to perform. Ultimately, in order to be on the starting 11, there are very different things of performing, obviously, but he's not a part in the way like, oh, he's locked in. Nobody's locked in. Everybody needs to fight for their spot.
Are you still kind of keeping your one game at a time mentality, or maybe are you starting to maybe peek at that playoff table a little bit more?
No, we keep it one game at a time because I think that's the way for us to be successful on the playoff, and even I would say now more than ever, because the reality is that every 3 points are key right now, and in order to look on the table and to be successful and to make it to playoff, we need to win this game. And after this game, we need to think to win in New Mexico. And it's gonna be every game is gonna be super important for the last bit and to make it to the playoff right now.
When you look at Monterey, obviously a team that's also struggling for goals. I don't think they've scored in 5-6 games. Where do you see some of the weaknesses in their team, and where do you see some of their more prominent pieces?
Yeah, I think the winners, as you said, is a team that is struggling to find goals. It's playing good soccer, is creating, but it's a little bit in a situation where they are not scoring goals, and we know also that there's a tough spot to be, that it looks like the goal never come in. But for us, I think one important thing is to play our game, to respect the opponent, because it's a team that is true that has not scored goals, but also has not conceded a tons of goals on the last games, and we need to be locked in order to win the game. They have quality, they can move the ball well around, and they are dangerous. Even with the fullback, they have a very good fullback that can join the attack and be dangerous in those situations. So I think that's going to be key for us to make sure that we don't concede, to try to keep the goal at 0 again, and then to be good with the ball, dominate the game, create chances, and put them apart. Start fast, start the game fast, start with a lot of intensity, and go to take the game from the minute 1.
Obviously, you guys went up there way back towards the beginning of the season and came away with a loss.
Mm-hmm.
There've been a lot of changes in Monterey Bay since then, but if you just look on the field, what do you think is different about this Monterey Bay team now compared to what you played back at the start of the season?
I think right now is a team that tries to play a little bit more than the team that we play at the beginning of the season. Maybe at the beginning of the season was a team that was very together, probably, where it was tough and they made the games tough to play against them. And now it's a team that is more in construction. Maybe they want to play a different way, and they are getting the pieces together, and they are getting the way that they play together. And I will say that's the biggest difference. It's a different identity right now.
Despite the losses, how happy are you with maybe some of the chances you guys are getting and maybe the goals that you're scoring compared to the last couple of weeks?
I mean, we are obviously we can say we are not happy with the losses, so that's important, because I think like we have that mentality in the locker room where we are upset of what happened this week. We are happy on the way that we are finding a little bit more chances in transition moments. That before it was something that we were not getting a lot from it, and now we feel like we can be dangerous also in that moment of the game. So that's something that we are more happy with. I think in San Antonio we have a couple good moments. Against Las Vegas we have a couple good moments also in transition. So that's something that we are happy about.
Jill has been named to the Curacao squad for the end of next week. Has DJ gotten a call up from Grenada?
Yes, he has gotten the call from Grenada.
Knowing just how important Jill has been to improving the attack over the past few weeks, how big a loss is that going to be?
No, it's Marga has been performing well, but there is nothing that we can do in that sense. I think we have very good players also to play in that position. It's a long week where anyhow you need from everybody. So I think we will be in a good place to replace him. I mean, he's a different players with different characteristics. He's performing great, but I repeat, the team is ready to replace him, and we have quality players.
When you look at that last game,
Mm-hmm.
obviously you set up in a more transitional kind of style out there.
Mm-hmm.
After you'd taken the lead, you take off Remy, presumably because of injury, but Tomas also comes out as well. You don't really have a number 9 out there for close to 15 minutes. Do you think maybe in the later stages of the game you were a little bit too defensive?
I mean, we also made the changes because we needed to make them. Not Remy was cramping. He couldn't play more than 60 minutes. He wasn't ready to continue. It's not something that we wanted to make the change. And Tomas also was coming from 2 19s and was really tired. Where at a point that he couldn't go anymore. So at that point, I think Azo give us still depth, give us still runs to the space. And honestly, until the goal, apart from one set piece, one header that they had, we had not suffered at all in this moment. And we had the chance with Marga on the 85 minutes, and we have another opportunity that we get them in the transition, that they make a good play at the end. So we can say like, okay, we lost a little bit without having maybe a pure striker on the field, yes, but it's also the situation that we had at that moment. with the capacity of the players and with 3 weeks game and also the weather conditions on the game the other day. It's difficult always to play against extreme weather. You see it every team and every game that comes here, and when you are talking about coming from a Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday again, it's even more difficult. So in this case, Tommy was very tired.
After the match, there were some negative interactions between some fans and some players. What are your thoughts on that?
Obviously, I didn't see it. The interactions. I think our fans are great. It's normal that after a result like that, fans are frustrated, and players also. It's normal that are frustrated. So I think that frustration maybe got the. I don't know exactly what situation it was, but I think it's frustration building up in those situations where fans frustrated and understandably, and players can be frustrated understandably. It's tough. We lost the game in the 96 and the 98. Again, that was dying and in a situation that we felt that we could manage better. So everybody was frustrated at that time, but still we felt the support, or personally I felt the support of the fans. The group felt the support of the fans. They travel when we travel. They are cheering, and in a moment like that, I think it's also tough for the fans because it was tough for us, and I understand their feelings and their emotions in that moment.
What have you tried to do this week to kind of keep the players fresh for this weekend's game? Because I know it's a little bit unusually hot for this time of year.
Yeah, training has been a little bit shorter. It has been it's not a full week. It's a week with one less day, so the training has been a little bit different, a little bit more rotation on it to make sure that we arrive fresh for Friday game.
So any update on the injuries in the squad?
We have progressing with Fede at a point that is almost ready to go, and Emil, we need to see tomorrow if he's going to be ready to go for Friday or will be ready for the next game, but he's getting very close. Both of them are getting very, very close, and everybody else. Remy is recovered from his. It was just a cramp due to the minutes, so everybody else is ready to play.
You know, the team photo being put out on social yesterday, and people noting the absence there of John. Is he here in Phoenix?
John right now is recovering in Sweden. He's working with a doctor and a recovery person over there. Also, he felt he needed the support of his family and to be in a place where we can clear his mind. So we allow him to go to Sweden for a period of time to recover over there.
So at this point, are we at a point yet where you draw a line under realistically him coming back here this season?
It's as I said before, it's a situation that is complicated under terms on the injury that he has, and it's something that he has been dealing with during the whole season. And at this point, we are taking it week by week and see how he's feeling and how he's progressing. Obviously, the season is coming to an end very, very quick, and as more time happens, more difficult it is for him to recover and be back ready to play.